A lot of people often think, Jackson, you must have been super extroverted even as a child, or even as like your younger years, like stuff like that. And truthfully, I wasn't. But there was always an outlet for me that made me feel at home, comfortable, someplace I could always be. And that was theater. And I dropped out of it for about 5 years. That was probably the hardest 5 years of my life, if I'm going to be 100% honest. After 3rd grade, I kind of dropped out of theater, and I picked it back up in 7th grade, which is when I was introduced to it by an English teacher. He loved Hamilton, and so that's where it all started again.
And then the elephant stretch is going to trip through the air.
Alright, so we are going to... Alright, so obviously we're going to start off by saying what? You're so lucky I did not get that on camera.
We're off to a great start. Are we gonna blooper?
Hold on, I gotta do the action, guys.
Oh my gosh, get to the actual recording. Jackson's
Sup?
So technically,
Yeah, it's
I'm
focused.
in
It
it.
auto focuses.
So it's
Alright,
more of like
what question are you guys on? If you need to use the rest.
Pose outstage, upstage, out. Like outstage and then to the right. So it's like roll things down.
And we're recording. Okay. You don't have... Don't... Alright,
Wait, I'm sorry.
Hello. Come on in.
My name is Brianna. I am currently in Sioux School, and something interesting about me is that I like Taylor Swift.
My name is Reagan. Should I say last name?
you can.
Reagan Lloyd. We're currently doing Seussical. And fun fact about me, I have a dog. Is that in the frame?
Get a little closer. Perfect. Perfect.
Hello, my name is Maya Gross. I am currently doing JTF and Sioux School. I'm playing a bird girl, and I am a fraternal twin.
Hi, my name is Bryn Callahan. I'm 18 years old. I've been at Raleigh ACT for 9 years now, and a quirky fact about myself from Patricia is my endless positive energy.
Hi, my name is Emma Gaddy. I am currently doing Beauty and the Beast, and my fun fact is that I have played violin for 10 years, and I'm actually playing violin in this show. So.
Hi, I'm Blair Thompson, aka Miss Blair. I'm the director of Raleigh Area Children's Theater. We're currently working on Seussical. I started the theater, it will be 10 years ago this January, which is very exciting. And a quirky fact about myself is I have ears as big as Dumbo.
I like how Miss Blair is like, she's a lot different than other directors I've worked with, where she's super kind and super understanding, but yet she gets the job done and she wants a good show, and she can be strict when she needs to be strict, but she's not unnecessarily strict. She doesn't get mad for no reason. She really cares about us, and she cares about us as people and performers and wants us to have the best show, and she also just wants to be nice to us when she can.
She's so patient with me. Like, I'll come in and I'll be a Hot Mess Express, and then she'll be like, okay, well, let's get to work, and then we get to work. I also do voice lessons with Blair, and she's an amazing teacher. I've learned so much in the short amount of time that we've been working together.
I think my favorite thing, this might be a pretty common answer with everybody, but I think it is the most important thing. It's just like that she treats us all like we're her own. Even if there's something at home that maybe is happening and you use Raleigh ACT as like an escape to get away from that, I think Miss Blair is an amazing person to be able to have as your support system, as part of your support system, and she's just an amazing person in general.
My favorite thing about Miss Blair is that she is basically my second mom. Like, she's like, knowing Miss Blair for so long is one of those things where like I can go to her for any problem and she will help me. And it doesn't even have to be theater related. It can be like, I can come to her problem about anything in the world and she will gladly be there for me always.
Everything. That woman is the love of my life and my other half, all in one. I think as a mom, she's got a really good balance of like being able to be that mother, but then like not babying me at the theater. Like if anything, I feel like she pushes me a little bit harder because she can. So I love that, but then I just sometimes watch, and she really loves each and every single one of her students with more than her heart. Like she gives nothing but love to her students. She's hard on them if they deserve it, but like it's formed a safe place for, I feel like, every single person that goes to Raleigh ACT, especially if you're a jump up and you've done it for years. It's just become your safe place, and I just watch her pour everything that she has into the kids, and she loves them so much, and so she's a great person. You should get a Miss Blair in your life.
This theater, well, this is, I mean, that's kind of a serious topic because I was going through a divorce, and so I started going to counseling, of course, to deal with all the stuff that comes with that. And growing up, I had loved theater, was extremely passionate about it, did it all growing up, at school, church, community theater. And then I stopped when I got married because it's difficult. There's a lot of time involved in theater. So I just did music. I taught music in school. I did music, like sang at church in groups and stuff. So through counseling, I was trying to find my passion and the things that I cared about again. And I was asked this question: if I could do anything that I wanted to do and not worry about failing, what would I do? And so it was theater. I mean, I didn't have to think about it or process it immediately. I knew it was theater, performing as well as directing, because I loved teaching. I literally loved teaching music. But my favorite part of teaching music was getting them ready for the spring musical. So I wanted to take that aspect of the teaching and then theater myself. And because I run this theater, I'm able to make my schedule so that I can perform some myself here with some local theaters. So I get the best of both worlds. I get to teach and perform and direct, and so that's how Raleigh ACT came to be.
Yes, Raleigh ACT has changed my life. I've made friends here that I'll probably have forever, and a community here that is always by my side. I really found myself because before Raleigh ACT, like, I knew I loved theater and I was a theater kid, but I didn't really know who I was. And like coming here, I always have somewhere to come, and I always know what's gonna happen next. Like I always know, oh yeah, I'll be doing a show at Raleigh ACT.
I think it has, because even though, yeah, I probably spend most of my after school time here, so there's a lot of relationships and friendships that go on here, and there's always something happening, and it just feels like one giant family. And just, I think this place in general has a very big emotional connection to it, because you spend months here working on a show, and then you finally put it together, and you kind of see how hard you've worked on it, and you realize how close you are with these people, and how much of a real family it is, even if it's not at home or not by blood. It's your real family.
How has it not changed my life? So I moved to Cary, North Carolina back when I was in 3rd grade. And then that summer, I had nothing to do. I basically knew no one. I was just finally moving into that house that we bought here. And my mom was like, hey, so I know that you did swimming, but I can't find any teams for you to join. So how about you do theater at this place called Raleigh ACT? And I was like, okay. And this is all the way back to the bleach wood floor studio. That was really small. I got there before anyone else, and I loved every second of it. It made it the best summer of, honestly, my life.
I feel like schools, I feel like I'm different people. Not really, not anymore, because I figured that out, but like especially in like 9th grade, I would go to school and I would be like a wannabe popular girl or whatever, but then I could come to theater and like know that I didn't have to try to be somebody. I just had friends that loved me for who I was actually. if you know me, I say everything that comes to my head, and like some people don't like that. Like it can hurt their feelings, and I get it. I'm working on it, but like it's just nice to know that you have an environment where you can come in and just like actually be your 100% self and know that you're not going to get judged for whatever you just did or fakingly judged. There are those people that we like joke around and judge all the time, but at the end of the day they know that we love them. It's not a literal we hate you, it's you're so funny. So I love the like friendships, and these kids, not like the people I've been friends with some of these people, like Emma Gaddy. I don't know if you're interviewing her or not, but Emma Gaddy's been my friend for 9 years now. I cannot even remember life without Emma in it, and so it's just like, it's just cool like to look back on pictures from 9 years ago and then look back on pictures from today and be like, wow, we're still best friends to this day. Like it's just like cool that we've all like stuck together and kept the same love for musical theater that we had 9 years ago.
Oh my god. It's changed my life in so many ways. It's changed my life to where I am just a better person, and Raleigh ACT doesn't just teach you the skills you need for theater, it teaches me life skills. Like it teaches me to be a good sport about stuff, and you don't always get what you want, and you have to like work hard if you want something. Like you can't just go into audition expecting you get it, you have to work hard to get it. So it's taught me just basic life skills that have like helped me with so many things and just I use in my everyday life. Anyways.
It's completely changed my life because now I own my own business as opposed to working for other people, where they set my hours and I do what they want me to do. I get to do what I was going to say what I want to do, which it is what I want to do, but I work for people. I work for my students. I work for the parents of my students. So my job is to make them happy, and what makes them happy is a chance to perform, to learn and grow, to feel like they are loved and accepted. And so obviously that takes a lot of time, but because I'm passionate about it, it's a beautiful thing. I enjoy doing. I feel fulfilled, as opposed to going to a job where it's just a means to an end. This is my life, and it's brought people into my life that are lifelong friends and closer than some of my family members. I can't imagine my life without it. My children have grown up here, and it's my world.
I've had a lot of memories here. I mean, I met some of my closest friends that I hang out with all the time outside of theater. And I mean, I've been here since 8th grade, and I feel like I've really grown up here. Like, a lot of people have been here a lot younger, but I really became the person I am today, and like in front of everyone here. And I really like became an adult, I guess.
A favorite memory, I really liked like the venue that we did Matilda at. I think just the in-between shows on the really long show day, that was really fun because we kind of played like hide and seek all over the place. I really liked that. It was just interesting. It was fun. It was a little wacky and goofy.
Oh, that's a hard one. Probably my favorite memory is JTF, because JTF's always a good one. I got All-Star at my second JTF by being a peach, in James and the Giant Peach, being a peach.
I like, the friendships, but that's just super basic. I feel like everybody said that. I like when we're like the little memories that we have like backstage at shows, or like right before we're getting ready to go on, and like the adrenaline that's like pumping through your body, and you're just all so excited and proud of what you're about to do. Probably that. Oh wait, no, screw all that. JTF bus rides. Oh my god, favorite thing about Raleigh ACT ever. I have more memories from those than anything else.
2, 3, say Annie.
One of my favorite memories is always let's see, first of all, always rehearsals. Those just specific rehearsals where like only half the people are there, and it's just like a big collaborative like family, and you're there with just like, you know, a couple people, and it's basically like those rehearsals where everything just like is completely like thrown out of whack. But I mean, obviously those aren't the main rehearsals, but like just the point when like everybody gets to play like any role they want to. Just kind of random.
I really, really have always loved Frozen. That is like top tier for me.
Okay, so I'm Belle right now in Beauty and the Beast, and I can foresee this being my #1 favorite show ever. Not like the ensemble and my part, but I have to say I have two. So my favorite role I've ever been was Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, but then my favorite ever show was Matilda. I fell in love with that show, everything about it, and so I kind of have two for different reasons.
My favorite role I've ever played, I loved Chip and Lumiere, because we did Beauty and the Beast twice. Lumiere was probably better than Chip. I love Brick Girls, which is what I'm doing right now, and I don't know. I love all the roles I'm in, even if they're ensemble.
Let's see, my favorite show, I have to say I probably had two. One of them was Matilda, just because that was such a fun show and collaborative family. And then my other is Junie B, which was just, I mean, it was a 2-week show, but it was like, it was just so fun to be able to like play for 2 weeks, basically.
Okay, this is this is a good question, but it's also hard to answer because I don't think I have just a one clear winner, but I will try my best for the sake of the question just to pick one. For Jump Up, probably, so it doesn't always translate into what I think was the best show, like the cleanest product, but sometimes it's like the emotion that was in it, or the way the cast gelled, or for me specifically, the story we were telling. So for Jump Up, probably my favorite one is definitely up there, is Once on This Island. It was a beautiful story. I would tell that story time and time again if I could. I felt that the cast loved each other and was just excited to be there, and it was so much fun because it was a small cast, so Miss Amanda and I got to actually perform in the ensemble with that group, and it was just a really neat time. For Step Up, I'm gonna pick one, but I'm gonna tell you my top three. Probably James and the Giant Peach, Peter Pan, and Thoroughly Modern Millie. But if I can only pick one, probably pick Peter Pan. I feel like the quality of that show was better than James and the Giant Peach, but I love the music of James and the Giant Peach, but I like the magic of Peter Pan. And the cast of Peter Pan in that Step Up show was excellent. It was very good. Elementary. Some of my favorite elementary shows to do are Jungle Book. I love Jungle Book because it's just such a seamless show. It's easy to direct. The kids get into it. I love it. And then Junie B. Jones. I love that story too. It's so upbeat, so perfect for kiddos, and it's entertaining. It's a fun show to watch as an audience, I think. So those are probably my top.
I would say that if you really love theater and are passionate about it, no matter how good you feel you are, you should come to Raleigh ACT because you're going to grow so much. You're going to create the best friendships. You are going to meet so many incredible people, and you're really going to have a home here, and other people who share your passion. It's just an incredible feeling. And if you don't really know a lot about theater and want to try it, it's also the best place to do that, and you can really find out if it's something you're going to love.
Come, have fun. Be a family. I think just being here, even if you're just doing one show with us, it's just a good experience to have. Like it's something that I think you're always gonna remember because you are here and because it is such a high energy environment. You're gonna remember it no matter what. And it's gonna be, like I was saying, it's gonna be family forever.
Try it. We're super lenient if you don't want to do it. I work with the preschoolers, and there's one girl that's not into it, and we found something for her to do that she is happy doing. So if you want to, try it. I recommend.
At the last ATF, Kelly and I ended up getting called back, I think twice or something, for the dance call, and we made it to the final audition. And I remember being in the hotel lobby screaming about it, and it was so exciting because the year before we hadn't, and I was just so excited. I felt so good. I was like, wow. Yeah, so basically there's this thing called the golden ticket, I want to say. Is that what it's called? I don't know. And you prepare a dance before, and then a couple people from your theater go to the audition, and you perform that dance for them, and then some people get callbacks. So I think Brianna and Kelly and I all got a callback, and then you go to the callback, you do it again, and then the night where you find out all stars and all the other stuff, you find out who got the final callback. And Kelly and I got a final callback. So that morning we went and we danced, and we learned a new dance, and we sang a little snippet of a song. And it's just a super great experience because even if you don't get into it, you learn a lot about auditioning, but if you do get in, you get to actually dance and sing for new Broadway junior shows that might be coming out.
I feel like after JTF, after you perform, they bring you to a room and you all sit in a circle and you basically review how you did, you congratulate everyone. And I can't remember which year, but we all went to that room and we all just started bawling. We were like, that was so good, that was the best we could do. And like, I wasn't expecting to cry even though I'm a crier, and I did, and it was really embarrassing. But it means so much that everyone cares and everyone tries their hardest and that we can all cry together and it be a safe space.
2020 we won Best in Ensemble for Annie, and me and Emma got to go up and get the trophy, and that's just like something that's engraved into my head that I'll never forget, so that.
My favorite memory about JTF is probably, I might have two. First is the award ceremony and just hearing like, you know, people at JTF don't just cheer for their own group. They're not like, I have to win. They're like, you know, they'll cheer for any group that wins a certain award, or it's just nice to see that many people that have such a nice personality and are like, I didn't win, but you deserved it. And, you know, hearing all those people just collaboratively, like, just an excitement for somebody. And then the other is just meeting new people at JTF. Like, an example is with Myrtle Beach ACT, when we saw them last year. It was like, I didn't know who anybody was in there, but there are sister theaters. So just being able to go and see, like, people I'd never met before and be like, hey, we share a common theme, and, like, we both love theater, we are sister theaters. It's just one of those things where, like, I just connect with so many people at JTF without even knowing every name.
My first show at JTF was Madagascar. Madagascar was a very fun show. It's an interesting show, but it's super fun. The choreography is so fun. I feel like the whole time you're just jumping, having fun. There's a lot of energy, which was really hard at first because you have to do dances over and over again preparing for JTF. And there's a lot of room for like connections with your friends, and so it was a really fun show.
Lion King. I was Grass and a gazelle.
High School Musical, I think.
My first show was James and the Giant Peach. Let's see, I was the James understudy and just ensemble. My favorite memory about that show was actually the vans that we took on the way to JTF. Like, I love the buses that we take now, but also just getting that quality time with like 10 people in a van for like 8 hours it was all friends of mine. It was just like nice to get to know like a friend that I didn't know as well as I knew another one, or, you know, being able to just like talk collaboratively. And also the rehearsal process for that show was very fun.
In Madagascar, we did these lifts, and it was a little bit scary. I was a flyer in cheerleading, so like I was used to it, but I mean the people there weren't bases. They like didn't have as much experience. So we had been like flying there. Like, I don't know, it got a little intense, and like people like had anxiety about it that were like basing me and stuff. And it was, I mean, they were kind of interesting, but like one time my face was so close to the ground and like we were on concrete and it was a little scary, but eventually it came out well. My favorite part about the bus ride is all the fun games and songs we do. I don't remember half of them, but I remember they're really fun. I remember we were singing Frozen songs.
The bus ride has 3 different moods, okay? When you get there at 5 a.m., you're all sleeping and it's very chill. Sometimes I watch RuPaul's Drag Race in the morning, which is chaotic. And then after, I think the first gas station stop, we all get hyped and it gets kind of loud, but it's like a good loud. It's like building the energy. And then the mood switches when you go home, because everyone's sad, but they're also like proud of what they accomplished. And so it's, I don't know, it feels really weird. We also get good buses. Buses with the nice carpet and the television screens, and our bus driver is always so patient.
Well, so we get up at like 4 a.m. and we have to be here at like 5 a.m. So we're all like dead asleep, looking rough as heck. And so we all like sleep for the first little bit, and then we all like, usually this is not directed to the little kids, but usually it's like the bigger kids in the back, and so we like get to have like more deeper talks, I guess, and we like have random games on our phone, like Psych, I think one is called maybe, and we all have that like on our phone, and we just all play it. Or we play Paranoia, and it's like the game where you like whisper in your ear or something. It's so fun. There's still things to this day that people said about me that I don't know, but it's probably just like the bonding that we all have.
I think the most special thing is, even if you don't win, but like realizing how much hard work you put into this, because every show at Raleigh ACT you put in hard work, but JTF is really special where it's a very short rehearsal time and very long rehearsals, and you're practicing all the time at home, and you want to do your best because you're being judged. You're not just performing to entertain, you're performing to be judged, and you don't want to let the rest of the performers in your musical down because you have to hold your own weight, and you work so freaking hard, and it's exhausting. And then when it finally pays off, like, it's just the best feeling.
The special thing about JTF is the whole experience. You get to travel, you get real honest feedback, you get to work in workshops, and if you get selected, which I was graciously selected one year playing the Peach to be an all-star, you get to work with some of the top people in children's musical theater, and you learn a number, and then you perform in front of the 3,000, 4,000 people that attend, which is crazy.
My one word would probably be exhilarating. I don't really know what that means, but it's exhilarating because performing is exhilarating. Being in that room with 5,000 people is exhilarating. Singing in that room, I mean, it's just a bunch of theater kids doing theater kids stuff, and it's exhilarating to see literal Broadway performers on stage, and it's exhilarating to get to be with all your friends in another state. Like, everything about it is just so exciting.
Lifetime. Because I feel like it feels like you went through so much in 3 days, and your life flashes before your eyes, but it's like JTF flashes before your eyes. It's so cool, it's so surreal. Oh my gosh, with the escalators. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. You feel like you're everything. You feel like you're the main character. It just makes it all feel real to you, and then you get super hyped and excited, and then you realize that there's 3 more days of this, and that it was only the first 5 seconds, and it pumps you up to perform.
Do you think the way that you direct and the way you like Mother is like
Similar?
Yeah.
I think maybe in the aspect that I try to explain. Like, if I give a direction, I try to explain why it's important.
Pose outstage, upstage, out. Like outstage and then to the audience. So it's like honorable things done, and it doesn't even matter.
That was always been important to me when my kids were little. And probably it shouldn't have been, when they're 4 years old, they probably don't need to know the why, they just need to know to do it. But I would always take the time to explain the why. Because in my mind, it was always easier for me to obey my mom when she would tell me why this was important. If I understood that there was a reason behind it, it wasn't just somebody giving me a rule for a random reason. So I think that I try to incorporate that into just who I am whenever I give directions to anybody. But yeah, I push them. Like, for example, Bryn's working on budgeting right now because she's 18 and she now has bills and blah, blah, blah. And I am constantly reminding her, you got this to pay, yes, you got this much money, but let's think about blah, blah, blah. And so it probably translates into jazz hands should hurt. And this is, do it again, do it again. And so I'm constantly reminding of things that need to be better. But I do try to encourage as well. Like, I try to find things that are good and not just things that need fixing. It is a juggling act. It's wonderful. All 3 things are passions of mine. If I could only choose one, I would choose my kiddos. But thankfully, they're extremely supportive of both Raleigh ACT and me as a performer. So I think it's, again, just extremely fulfilling to share my performing with my kids, just like I try to share theirs. Like Bryn's a performer, Luke isn't a performer, he's an athlete, but we go to watch him do disc golf, and we just support each other in each of our endeavors, and you know, root for each other and do what we can to help each other achieve our goals. That is a very good question. I would tell young Miss Blair as a teacher to be harder right away, as opposed to being nice, because you get walked over when you're nice. I'm sorry, kids, but that's the truth. So like if I let things slide, kids just keep on. But if I'm firm from the very beginning, it goes better. And then I would also probably say, you know, I have a faith, like I believe in God, and I'll worry still a lot about like whatever, like, oh my gosh, is this gonna work out okay? But it always does, because I believe God's got me. And so then when it works out, I'm always disappointed in myself that I didn't trust that God would have it under control, you know? My faith. Yeah, why can't I just have rock solid faith? Because he's never ever left me or let me down. I am actually very proud of them. I think they are kind. I think they are non-judgmental. I think they are open to meeting people and to being, you know, just good-hearted people. I think they're both talented. I think they both work at what their passion is. So like, for example, Bryn loves to sing, so she takes voice lessons and she really does practice that quite a bit. Luke loves disc golf, he does practice that quite a bit. Do I think they could be harder workers? So as a mom, I get on them a lot, as all moms do, about being harder workers, using their time wisely, that kind of thing. But as who they are as people, yes, I'm very proud.
My Mimi, who's my mom's mom, every single show, front row, screaming and hollering, even if I'm just big kid too. Like, homegirl, I love her so much. So, and it really does encourage me. Like, Belle, I had so much encouragement to even like step onto the stage for my audition, just looking at her eyes watering before I even said, like, just, like, she just loves me, and I know that she loves me, and I love her so much back. So, like, that's inspiring, but I feel like it's very rare that you meet like a friend that's like, you know, is gonna be a best friend for the rest of your life. And I feel blessed to have a friend like that. Maddie Atwater. She just walked into the theater and I just fell in love with her. I didn't even know her name, and I was just like, I love that girl. And I even told my mom that. And then we started becoming friends because I babysat her little brother. And just one night we just spilled our entire lives. Like, it went from not knowing her name that same day knowing everything about her and vice versa. So she will encourage me daily. Like, really, I don't know if I would be Belle right now if it didn't have her words in the back of my head.
I have to say Bryn. Bryn was in my very first show, Raleigh ACT, and like has known me since I was 5 or 6 years old. So it's just like, I've known her for so long that her and I think of her as like a friend I've known for years and like a second sister to me. And so it's just so easy, especially with her, just to be able to go to people and say like, whatever the heck I'm thinking, and she won't take it in anyway.
Yes, I think this is where I'm meant to be. I think this was one of the best choices I've ever made, because I really found myself as a person. And I know I keep saying this, but like, I found some of my best friends, and that's really important because they're literally your friends. So I can't imagine myself going to any other theater. I know, thinking back, there were other places that I was researching and thinking about going, and now looking back, like, I can't imagine myself being anywhere else. I think this is the best theater and the best place I could be.
It's a family because of how much time you spend together and how much of like a closeness and like close-knit relationship you have to have with everyone, because just as a theater family, you have to be able to relate to every person that you have a scene with, and you have to be able to have this deeper connection, whether it's through your character or not. And I think having that, it makes you a genuine family. You're not gonna go home and think, this is my real family. They don't matter. Like, everybody's gonna be your family. Like, even if you go home and you do have, of course your family's gonna be at home, but everybody's gonna be your family when you're here.
Raleigh ACT is totally a family. We're there through everything. If you aren't coming to camp for like a specific reason, like Kaylee, I used to help out with the elementary class, and she was one of my favorite kids. We had such a fun relationship, and then she got diagnosed with brain cancer, and it totally broke my heart. And so I've been doing everything I can to, keep her spirits up, and we all are there for each other through everything. Like, after school, we all come here at least like twice a week, which is a big chunk of time, especially if you have a busy life, and you can always know that, they have to be there because it's rehearsal, plus they want to be there because it's romantic. So, yes. If it wasn't meant to be, I wouldn't be here. I mean, I'm always happy when I come here, and especially junior year has been so rough with A-Push and Pre-Calc. I cry at school half the times I'm there, and when I'm here, I feel like I can do anything. I feel like I'm ready to take on adulthood in college, but when I'm at school, I definitely don't feel that way.
I love everybody, all of my friends, and the entire cast of Beauty and the Beast are my literal family, and I love you all.
No, because I got married really young and assumed I'd stay married and loved being mom, loved being wife, and it wasn't until I was about 30 that I started feeling like I was lost, kind of lost myself a little bit. So for most of my growing up, no, I didn't think I'd be here.
It's so easy to feel alone, but Evan is exactly right. We're not alone. We're not alone. None of us. None of us are alone. Oh, especially now, with everything you hear in the news. Repost forward. To be together to find our children. Sending prayers for Michigan, Tampa, Sacramento. Thank you, Evan. Repost. Thank you, Evan. This video is viewed thanks to Evan. Thank you, Evan Hansen.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found.
So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
You will be found.